Hey everybody, AC here, and I'm just gonna talk a little bit about my old video that I made a little bit ago. Um, it was a few weeks ago. I made a video talking about the Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary and what we can expect from it. Some things have happened since I made that video that I'd like to talk about, and I'd like to kind of like update my thoughts on the 35th anniversary. Um, so I suppose the biggest thing is Skyward Sword did get confirmed to be coming to the Switch later this year, um, in the summer, and uh, we did get confirmation that we were going to be getting 2 DLC packs for Age of Calamity, just like I said. And just like I predicted, we're getting new outfits, new characters, new missions, and new weapons. I predicted all of that. I said that that's what we were going to get in terms of DLC for Age of Calamity, and I was right. As far as what characters we're getting, we still don't know just yet. We know that we're getting Robbie Ipura, that's for sure. The trailer kind of hints at that already. Um, but we don't know who else is coming. And I have a whole theory as to like exactly exactly what characters are coming, and I'll include that in the uh, the card. Not sure which one it'll pop up as. Um, but I'll include it in the card. I will include it in the card um, over in the corner. Um, but yeah, so that was really cool. That was really cool to learn. Um, so I just want to give my thoughts as to like what I think they're going to do moving forward. Now that we know that Skyward Sword is going to be its own thing. Um, Personally, I think that there are a couple things that they could do. Um, One thing that was announced, well, not really announced, but one thing that happened in the last few weeks is that um, Nintendo re Nintendo basically renewed the copyright for both Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass recently. So I believe that there is a reason for that. I think that there's going to be a reason for that. I think that both Wind Waker HD is coming to the Switch, and um, possibly Phantom Hourglass as well. Now, as far as what Phantom Hourglass is going to look like, it could be either just an upscaled version of the game, and that's it, or they could go the Wind Waker route and completely have it be an HD remake from the ground up. They could do either of those things. Um, and I'm not sure which one they would want to do. Um, but I think that that's going to be a collection. I think we're going to get a Hero of Winds collection, and I think we're going to get another collection, a Hero of Time collection, a Hero of Time trilogy collection. Now, why trilogy? Well, obviously, the two most obvious ones are Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Those are the two games that have the Hero of Time in it, right? Actually, there's one other game, Twilight Princess, because the hero Shade teaches the hero of the Twilight in that game. So I think that if we're going to get Twilight Princess HD, it might be as a collection with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask included in that collection. I think we are going to get a Hero of Time trilogy collection and a Hero of Winds collection with both Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass. Because there is just not really a reason for them to have uh, renewed renewed the copyright for Phantom Hourglass alongside Wind Waker. Wind Waker, I understand because they're obviously going to bring that from the Wii U to the Switch. They're going to do that, but why would they renew the copyright for Phantom Hourglass the same day as Wind Waker? Unless they have something planned for Phantom Hourglass. I think that Nintendo does have something planned for it. I think that they are going to release both of those collections. And we're going to see those collections this fall. We're going to see both of those collections release throughout the fall and winter, because we are getting Skyward Sword this summer, and then we're going to get both of those collections here in the winter. Now, because of this, because of how we're getting two collections and Skyward Sword, this makes me think we are in fact not going to get Breath of the Wild 2 this year, and it will actually be next year. It might, and Breath of the Wild 2 might end up being next year in March 3rd next year. I think we will get basically a year from now. I believe a year from now we will be getting Breath of the Wild 2 and a Switch Pro or a Switch Super or whatever they end up calling it. We're going to get a new version of the Switch. We're going to get a new version of the Switch next year. And I think that they're going to hold off on bringing us Breath of the Wild 2 until then. But I do think that they will give us plenty of stuff to keep us busy with the Age of Calamity DLCs and with these two collections and with Skyward Sword. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff to celebrate the Zelda 35th anniversary. And they might do something similar with Zelda 35 like they did with Mario 35. They might do something like that as well. But I think that is going to be the 35th anniversary. I now think that that's going to be what we get for the 35th anniversary. Given all of this that has happened the last few weeks, I have a hard time believing that Breath of the Wild 2 and Legend of Zelda Dungeon Designer are going to be coming this year. I think that Dungeon Designer, they might wait until the Super Switch is out and have it come out that year. So possibly they'll possibly do what they're doing for Mario, how the Zelda 35th anniversary is going to spill into next year, and will probably last until like April or May. And so we'll get Breath of the Wild 2 at the start of March, and then maybe at the end of May get Zelda Dungeon Designer, possibly. Because I do still believe that we are going to get that. I do believe that Nintendo has been preparing us for a Legend of Zelda Dungeon Designer. But it seems very unlikely now that they're going to do it this year, especially with Pokemon uh, having such a big anniversary going on this year. I don't think Nintendo is going to have Legend of Zelda. I don't think they're going to want to have Legend of Zelda compete with that with Breath of the Wild 2. So having a bunch of ports and then a minor game like Zelda 35, I feel like that's a bit more. I feel like that's going to be a bit more manageable because then fans who want to re-experience those old games on the Switch can do that. Meanwhile, new fans can be brought in for all the Pokemon stuff that's coming. So yeah, so the Pokemon stuff will attract new fans, where old fans will go for the Zelda stuff. So I think it'll work out really well that way. Um, as far as what versions of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask we're going to get, I think it really depends on what version of on what we get from Phantom Hourglass. If they decide to just have it be an upscaled version of if they decide to have it be an upscaled version of the base game without building it back up from the ground up, then I think we might get a proper port of the 3D versions for both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I think we'll get proper 3D ports to the Switch. But if they do end up building it from the ground up and give it the Wind Waker treatment for Phantom Hourglass, I don't think they will have the time or the time, patience, or willingness to spend money to do that to bring over the 3D version, the 3DS versions for both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And I think that if they build Phantom Hourglass from the ground up like they did with Wind Waker, we will only end up getting the N64 versions of both Ocarina and Majora. So yeah, I think it really depends on what they do with Phantom Hourglass. How will they approach Phantom Hourglass? If they decide to build from the ground up, then I think that's it's a pretty safe assumption. I think that they're not going to put that much effort into Ocarina or Majora. But given how popular those two games are, and given how much people love the 3DS remakes of them, and how they are a lot more popular than Phantom Hourglass, personally, I feel like Ocarina and Majora have a higher chance of getting their 3DS remasters like ported over to the Switch with higher resolution and all that. And then I think that Phantom Hourglass is like one of the black sheep of the Zelda franchise. Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, and Four Swords Adventures, and Triforce Heroes. Those are like when people talk about their favorite Zelda games, I never hear any of them mention those four. Ever. I never hear any of them mention those four games as their favorite Zelda games. They're always kind of like at the bottom of the list. They're always kind of at the bottom of the lists. As like they're good games, but they are games that are not. They are games that are not really as beloved as some of the other Zelda games. And so I feel like Phantom Hourglass might end up getting just like a higher resolution, and that's about it. Like it might just be upscaled so that it works better on the Switch. I think that is a very real possibility. But yeah, so I believe that we're gonna get a Hero of Winds 2-game collection. They might even do what they did with Super Mario 3D World and have it be Wind Waker HD plus Phantom Hourglass. They might do something like that. And then have Ocarina, Majora, and Twilight be um, be a Zelda 3D All Stars collection type thing. Sorry, dry lips. Jeez. Um, so a Hero of Winds collection, a Hero of Time collection. We're going to be getting the DLC for Age of Calamity and Skyward Sword, and possibly Zelda 35. And I think that that's going to be it. I think that those 5 things, that's going to be our Zelda 35th anniversary. And then Breath of the Wild 2 and possibly Dungeon Designer might end up being next year. That the 35th anniversary of Zelda might end up spilling into next year, like Mario did this year. So that's what I think we're going to be getting. So I just wanted to give a little update as to what I think is going to happen. I've got 2 more videos that I'm going to be making. That I'm going to be making over the course of well, probably not today. I got other stuff to take care of today, but tomorrow I'm going to be making 2 more videos like this, where it's just me talking to you guys, well, talking to the face cam, and I am going to the second video that I'm going to make tomorrow. I'm going to be making some announcements for the future of my channel because I've made a couple decisions. I've made a couple decisions as to where I want to take my channel from here on out. And yeah, so please look forward to that. I certainly am. And also, I hope you're looking forward to the other video that I've got planned for tomorrow. It's a very special theory that I have actually been working on for quite a while, since 2019. I've been working on this theory since then, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you guys. So, hope you guys are looking forward to that. I certainly am. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. What do you think we're going to get for the 35th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda? Do you think we'll get all of the? Do you think we'll get the 5 things I listed off? Do you think there's other things that we might end up getting? Do you think that we won't get any of it besides the DLC and the and Skyward Sword? What do you think? Let me know in the comment box below. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.